Hey, I'm Tim Langston with Red Dog Bushcraft. Thanks for joining me for another video. Today, we're going to take a piece of fatwood. This is the bottom of a small sapling tree. That's a very nice fatwood. And we're going to take that and see if we can't make us our own personal handle out of this to go on our Firesteel. Now, these Firesteel is brand new, but I've already loosened it up a little bit. And as you know, most of the time, these handles will pull right off of these Firesteels. I guess the coating on them keeps them from sticking to the molded plastic. But we're going to clean some of that off, put a couple of notches in it, and trim this down, drill a hole, and actually insert this into this piece of fatwood, and then taper it down to our desired size. The advantage of that's going to be, we get out, we need some tinder, we can take and scrape down our handle, make some of that fine dust. We have our tinder and our Firesteel all in one neat little package. I think it'll be a fun project. Let me show you this piece of fatwood that I was able to gather. It is just absolutely loaded with resin. This end is just about as resinous as you find, and I think it's going to be great for this project. There's no cracks in it. As we drill this out and begin to shape it, I'll take you along on this journey. Okay, so let's talk about drilling our hole for our Firesteel rod. What I did was I just pulled the drill bit out of my set here that the Firesteel rod would go down into the hole. This one it will not, and this one it wiggles. So this is the closest bit that I have. So that's what we'll drill our hole with. Okay, now I'm just going to do this by hand. I know I want to go right into the heart of this piece of fatwood, so I'm just going to hold this and very slowly drill into the center. Okay, you can see the depth there. That's how far I've gone up into it. That's probably 3/8 of an inch, maybe a half. That's plenty, especially considering there'll be some epoxy down into the bottom of the hole. Okay. Alright, next process is going to be just to clean some of this coating off of this rod. And I want to do that where the rod is going to enter into the fatwood. That way the glue can bind well to both the rod and the wood. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this file and I'm going to put me some grooves in it so that it will better adhere. Okay, so now we have it. We have our piece of fatwood with the hole in the end, and we have our Firesteel rod. And as you can see, I've put the notches in the end of it. Now I'm going to put a little bit of either pine pitch glue or epoxy, whichever one I happen to have in the kit around here, and then force that up in there and let that set overnight. I will go ahead and cut this off with a saw before I start breaking this down. Okay, now that we have our piece of fatwood cut off, I think what we'll do now is just start trying to baton off a little bit of this a little bit closer to our workable size. So I'll keep notching this around like that and get it a little bit closer to the size of the Firesteel we want, and I'll be right back. I guess before we get too far along in this project, we ought to take this handle and make sure that we're going to get enough scrapings off of it, and they're going to be at a high enough quality that it's going to work. It'd be a shame to shape up this whole handle and find out we had a piece of fatwood that just wasn't that great. So I'm just going to take it before I shape it up anymore and scrape up a little bit of a pile of it. Take a Firesteel rod and strike it. Make sure that it works, and it does. So we'll continue to mold that handle now. See if we can't get it shaped up where it'll be a little bit smaller and fit in our sheath a little bit better. Okay, so here's pretty much the finished product. Nothing too fancy. I am going to be whittling this one down quite a bit, demonstrating it in class, so I didn't see any sense of really doing any fine carving to it. But I may just do another one of these to have as kind of an everyday carry thing, and something I don't plan on using as much. Here, let me show you how it looks on the sheath. Okay, so there we go. Firesteel with fat wood and a great knife. That's a pretty good combination right there now. I'll enjoy using that. Alright guys, I'm Tim Langston with Red Dog Bushcraft. Until next time, God bless. Thanks for joining me as we made this Firesteel and placed it on this knife. Hope you enjoyed that. Take care.